morning, everybody. Hopping on here a little bit early this morning, so I hope you don't miss anything, but I'd like to get started here. So yeah, welcome to Thursday, 26th of May, London live stream. Best London stream there is. You know what it is. Let's get to it. Okay, so the reason I'm hopping on here early is I'm seeing a move developing here in gold that I'd like to get involved in. Alright, so let's just start off here on a daily. I'm going to tell you right now the news is pretty plain sailing this morning. We had meeting minutes last night. Okay, you can see yesterday we closed bearish. We did close with this wick. I would say that this bearish candle from yesterday closed below the previous day's opening. It's like an engulfing candle, you could say. And then here on a 4 hour, okay, this big candle up, that was basically meeting minutes. Once that was absorbed, you can see we are kind of continuing with the trend here. You can see on the lower time frames we had been downtrending the whole of yesterday, basically up until that news happened. It was absorbed and we continued pushing. So not really much more to it. We have closed 4 hour on support there, but you can see we've got quite a lot of momentum to the downside here. We had a lot of volume in this previous hourly candle, and looking at your 15-minute here, I'd say if we break these lows, we should push to 1843.9, let's say, and then should push down to support here, looking left. So looks like we got a bit of time, but I'm gonna have a sell stop below the low here of the previous hourly candle. Okay, and then yeah, let's just have a look at these zones. We may end up waiting for the hourly candle here for 8 o'clock, but we are moving into the last 15 minutes. Got about 3 minutes to go here. If we get a push down, we should see the last 15 minutes of the hourly give us a nice push down here. Okay, the sell stop is set. Jeez. So yeah, let's have a look at these levels here. So as you can see, we've got our hourly support here. Already marked all of this up. Hourly support over there. Looking left, alright, we have this level over here. Now, I think this is also your 4 hour level. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that lines up with your 4 hour support there. Basically right into where that wick tapped. Alright. This is what I saw this morning. This support level over here wanted a closure below support to push down to the next support. So you can see that that move happened quite quickly, and you know, I was still getting out of bed, morning routine, whatever. So didn't get involved there, but it played out nicely, and I think we should see a continuation here if we break these lows. So you're gonna have your stop loss above the current candle here. On my broker it's 1844.1. And then yeah, looking for further targets moving down here, we can just look to the left here. So we do have this hourly support. As you can see, I haven't adjusted it exactly to that support level as we wicked into this area here, 1836.5455, and looking left you have that support there, so that could be our next target potentially. So it looks like we have flipped bearish here on the hourly, looking like we're moving to break those lows. And then let's just look. So if we break today's low, okay, it looks like we're about to get triggered in here. If we break today's low, I mean yesterday's low, alright, looking here, that's this level over here, we should push to possibly fill this area. This is basically your next key level down here at 1832. We obviously have this support right where we wicked into yesterday, so we can manage our positions at that level. That is about 26 pips away from our entry, that first level. Your next target is going to be at 78 and your final target will be at 117 pips. Not triggered in just yet. So yeah, moving pretty fast this morning. Looks like we have an opportunity already. In terms of bars, I'd only be looking basically above this resistance here. That's when your daily candle is flipping bullish again. I don't really like the idea of bars too much at this point in time. Not at all. Looks like we've basically had a fake out of this resistance here. Still not quite triggered in yet. Okay, I'll keep an eye on the sell stop here. And let's just have a quick look at GJ. So GJ, alright, weekly, starting from the weekly. We are bullish here on the weekly. Okay, your weekly candles flip back bullish. Yesterday we closed bullish, okay. And we have basically, or just about tapped into this resistance here. So it's tricky, we are basically consolidating here on GJ. You may have a hard time, but taking into account that weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, I will only be looking for buys. So your buys for me are going to be on the break of this resistance, or if we form some sort of support. Looks like the sell stop is triggered in here, so we'll leave this alone for now. Let's just mark this up. Got our sell stop over there. Stop loss above here for about 20 pips. Our final target, like I say, is going to be all the way down here. We do have this 15-minute level to be careful of, but if we break these wicks, okay, there we go. We're tapping into that area now. We should, there we go, we've cleared it. We should just fill this range. Currently up about 10 pips here. As we tap into that support level, I will move stops to break even and secure a bit of my position. So yeah, we've got 22 pip, 23 pip stops here. First target is at 24 pips, 25 pips. And after that, we've got a lot of range moving down. There are quite a few areas of support to be careful of, but the higher time frame momentum has kicked back in here with the bears, and we should see some nice movement down here today. No real news this morning. It's been pretty smooth the whole week here for the most part. Just some GJ. We do have some USD news later in the day, but early bird catches the worm, man. I mean, I think this is a pretty good position here. Would have missed this if we came in at 8. We could have always waited for a break of support here, but I think this is going to be our safest entry, give us a lot of range to move down here. So yeah, GJ, I'm not really interested in sales at all. Like I say, your daily and your weekly are bullish, and you know what? We are actually consolidating at this point in time. So if I were to take a trade on GJ, I'd really like to stick with the higher time frame bias here, which is going to be bullish just because of yesterday's close. And like I say, looking at the weekly candle as well, we've respected last week's low. We were bullish last week. We should see a drive up. We may not break the high of last week, but we should still see some bullish pressure here today. Coming pretty close to our hourly close here. So we just have to be aware of that and careful here. We may get some sort of retracement. As long as we are closing below support, we should be fine. Of course, the issue is we may have a wick up here. If we break the high of this 15-minute candle, what I'll do is I'll close some of the position here just to manage risk. You can see volume kicked in pretty nicely, like I say, at 6 o'clock. this hourly candle, we've only really broken the low quite late in the candle. So, you know, if we just close like a small bearish candle like that below support, you should see quite a nice move on the next hourly candle, moving down, possibly down to the support here. We should just get another drive like that candle there. Hovering around our entry point, we've got about 4 minutes, 5 minutes to go here to the hourly closure. I think we should be alright here. It's not an ideal position to be in, sitting around your entry with the hourly candle about to open. I was expecting a little bit more volume as we broke these 15-minute lows here. Looking left. Come on. But like I say, if we get a closure below this support here on a 30-minute and hourly time frame, it should be set to drive down to support here, and we can get stops at break even and begin to manage the position. There's an area. Stream state is excellent. I don't know. Okay, we are starting to move down now. Last couple of minutes of this hourly candle. Let's see if we can get a push. Let's see if we can get a push. The stream seems to be fine. I don't know, maybe there was a hiccup with the internet speed, but should be chilling. Got a minute and a half left here. The stronger bearish candle we close here, the better, and then we will still see a little bit of a wick up before driving down. Got a 20 pip stop, and we do have options to manage risk here, so you're just gonna leave this in for now. 10 seconds here. Yeah, definitely an issue with the internet speed this morning. Just gonna have to push through here. I'm not too sure how bad it is, but yeah, I mean, I'm here in a trade here, so gonna stick around. Just hope it comes right. I mean, it's like intermittently saying excellent. Stream health is excellent. Now there's an error, so fuck, I don't know. Nothing I can really do, guys. I'm sorry about this. So like I say, if we break above this 15-minute candle's previous 15, I'll be looking to close out some of my position here, just to manage risk. I think TradingView's internet was supposed to be laggy. The candles look a little bit different to my broker this morning, and out here on my phone seems to be running pretty smoothly. 15-minute has flipped bearish here on my MetaTrader, so I wonder what's going on here. Oh, okay, we've broken the 15-minute high, but seems like we've rejected there. That was pretty quick. With a spark up like that, I'm expecting a drive down now, so I haven't closed out half just yet. We are obviously tapping into this kind of resistance here, alright, as well as the support level. So that should be your wick on the hourly candle, and we should begin to drive down now from this level. We still do not have a bottom wick on this candle here, so we should see this candle flip. Like I said, I haven't closed half. I did want to manage the position above this previous 15 minutes, but seems like we had a spark up and a rejection there. So yeah, if you're in this trade and that spark up gave you a little bit of a fright, you may be over risking or not have come to terms with the fact that, in trading you can lose. So you need to really accept the fact that losses are part of the game, and you are going to sit in drawdown on a trade every now and then. So yeah, pretty strong rejection off of that level. If we happen to break the current candle high now, I'll probably close the entire position, and that will be at 15 pips. So yeah, like I say, gonna basically have our stop loss above this current candle now. We should see a nice push down in the next 15 minutes. Like I say, you've already had some nice volume this morning, so expecting a continuation of this move now. We've broken below support. Ooh. Got about a minute and a half of this 15-minute candle. So pushing back up here now. Not looking too good. You may just tap into this resistance here and drive down. Maybe we moved our stop loss too early. I'm still expecting some volume here, but I'd like to manage risk at the same time. So what I'll do is, I'm going to keep my stop loss above this level here. If we break the previous 15-minute high, I will close out half of my position. Okay, so there you go, we're going to close half. So closed half here at about 17 pips. If we do get a push down now and we flip bearish on this 30-minute, I may be looking to re-add half of that position there. We do have about 11 minutes left of this candle, so may just wait for the closure. If we close is bullish, then we can enter on the break of the low. That will be your hourly candle flip. So maybe it didn't pay to be earlier today. But we still, you know, could have secured about 10 pips there. I was expecting a little bit more volume and gave this trade a little bit more of a chance. GJ closing below support here. Like I say, not interested in sales this morning on GJ. 5 minute is about to close here. Looks like we're respecting this resistance. Sorry man, I've been muted. To answer your question, no buys. Looking at the higher time frames here, we are bearish. Closed bearish yesterday. We're pushing down right now. Looking at structure, we've broken a low here. Okay, we formed a new lower low. We've come up, created a new lower high. You should now see price push down to create a new lower low. We are also currently respecting this support and this minor resistance over here. So if I were to take buys, and I'm not interested in this, but it would be above this resistance. You do have clean range moving up, but yeah, I'm not interested in those buys. I feel like if you do break above resistance here, you may just get a fake out, form a resistance, somewhere around here, somewhere around 1847 to drive further on down. So yeah, we closed 50% at negative 17 pips. I'd like to see your 30-minute closing below support here, respecting the support. Come on. So yeah, I'd like to see the 30-minute close, something like that, or even slightly lower. So at this point, basically, we would be closing, alright, not there, something like that, closing below support, and then your next candle to break the low to drive down. So we may add some of this position back here. We may add that 50% back on the break of the low and secure down at support here. May even just look at the 15-minute break of the low to add position. I'd rather not add back positions while still in drawdown. And if we break the 30-minute low, that'll be a much better confirmation. Your hourly will also be flipping bearish, and your volume should kick up nicely at that point. So let's mark this up like this. Got about 2 minutes left here. Currently sitting above support. Your 15-minute is bearish at this point. 1 minute left for our 30 minute. Currently sitting above support. Okay, so we've closed above support. I don't like that. And yeah, I think I'm going to close out full here. So closing the full position at 17 pips. Took this trade at 8:30. What? Took this trade at 7:45. Our stop loss was 20 pips. 22 pips. Closed off at 70 negative. Is what it is. GJ, there's really nothing for me here. You know, with that 4 hour closing bearish, you could expect it to push down here. And looking left, you do have clean range, but down to the support. We should tap into that level. But like I say, you know, we actually are consolidating here on GJ. There's no real direction. And I just want to rather play with the daily and weekly time frames here. So I'd like to keep my bias bullish and play it safe in this consolidation. So yeah, we may move back up here on gold. Or like I say, you may get a fake out of this level. We basically respected that 15-minute support. Just gonna have to wait for 9 o'clock to either form a new bias or a new plan here. Nothing to really do right now. Your 4 hour could still just be creating a top wick to drive further on down, so you could see us push back into this level here at 1849.75 to drive further down. So basically just waiting for a resistance to be formed or for a break back below 1845. So yeah, I've moved my resistance up here. Basically, like I say, looking for that fake out. If we close above this range, and then our next 15 minutes, or let's say 9:15 closes back in the range, then we should see price begin to push down again. So we're gonna go make some coffee here. Right now, we really just have to wait. For me, like I say, nothing on GJ. I think if I even had to try and dive deeper into GJ and look for an opportunity, I may just be forcing trades here. I believe if we create a support around this area, we could drive up. But I'm not too sure if I would like to take that. But I would maybe rather wait for a break above here and take that as a fake out to push back up to the highs here. So got a few levels here to look out for moving up. Okay, you've got your current resistance, you've got the next resistance up here. It's about 30 pips. I guess that's not a bad range at all. And then up there. the daily here. Come on. So yeah, looking at it from a daily perspective, this is your one daily resistance and your next target here. Anyway, gonna keep an eye on gold. Like I say, gonna go make some coffee quickly. I'll be back shortly. So I'm back. Looks like we're actually respecting that resistance here on a 15-minute. You know, if we happen to break the low of the current candle or the low over here, we should see a push back down to the support level. And then, like I say, there you'll be flipping bearish on your hourly and you should push down. But I'd rather just wait for some closures here. If we close above the level, that's fine. Like I say, looking for that fake out setup, so that's perfectly fine. And yeah, let's just update the record here on the stream. I've kept everything up to date in terms of each trade I've taken, but this record here, I need to adjust this, so completely lost count here. Gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Break even, we've got 1, 2, still only 2 losses. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, that's deep. Yeah, I mean, win rate doesn't mean too much at the end of the day. So we got a total of 32 trades. $68.75, let's just say 69, eh? Why don't we? Cool. It doesn't like 69. Anyway. Yeah, you know, took a few unnecessary losses last week. These 2 losses on the Thursday, I think, could have been avoided. Today, not so much. The trade idea was good, and we still managed risk, so yeah, as far as losses go, that's a pretty good loss. Cool, we've closed above here. Like I say, I'd like to see a closure back below support. So yeah, just waiting for a resistance or a closure below 1845. Otherwise, not too much to do here. GJ, looks like we are tapping into that level and respecting it. Look at this. I mean, there's no direction here on GJ. So yeah, that's your daily level there on GJ. If we break above this level, your daily candle will be flipping bullish, and then I would anticipate for price to retest the the highs here. So, gosh. So I was saying, if we close below this level on an hourly, even though we're bullish, we would be respected. So we could still look for further movement down. But yeah, I just have to wait for the 9 o'clock candle to open. Like I say, looking for that fake out. If we do close below this level here, we should still see a push down, and that could still be a fake out. That is a resistance there, but your your hourly support is over here, and I'd like to see a closure below that level. We'll see. We'll see when the hour comes. I keep like muting my mic to drink my coffee and then forget to unmute it. Sorry about that, guys. So if it's quiet for too long, just give a shout there. And yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream, everyone. Please give it a like and ask questions. Yeah, another thing yesterday was the Fed meeting minutes, and of course they are talking about raising rates still, which should push gold down. So definitely supports our bias here today. Since that happened last night, we should see that movement this morning in London. it's so the information is so contradictory though. You can see in the markets, what information is being basically valued. When you see gold push down, you can see, okay, investors are reacting to raising rates. But I mean, inflation is still a problem, and with inflation, you should see gold go up. So, I guess over the next few months, we'll see what the rates, how they actually do affect inflation. If inflation peaks or not. If it peaks, then I guess you could see gold continue down. If they still struggle to get a grip on inflation, then we could see gold push back bullish. So I've always, honestly, I don't say hated, but never liked fundamentals. But I guess it takes some time to understand. In the beginning, it can be so, you know, different headlines can contradict each other. Different economic data can contradict each other. Maybe there's two events in one day. One is good, one is bad, and then you're like, now what? But if you can read price action, it makes everything so much more simple. And when it comes to those news events, rather stay out and wait and see how it is affecting the market and react to what price is doing. You don't need to confuse yourself. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So I came a little bit early today because I saw a setup occurring, and I guess I thought it was a case of early bird gets the worm, but turns out it wasn't that way. Guess 8 o'clock is the right time to be here. If we came at 8, we would have seen this candle closing here. Would have probably seen this candle the way it closed and would have been looking for sells on the break of the low, and obviously would never have got them, and we would have missed that losing trade. But the analysis was good. We did manage to get into about 10 pips of profit. Just I guess gave the trade a chance because you could see the momentum earlier on in the morning and was anticipating that momentum to carry us through to support here. But we've ended up with some sort of consolidation here before London Open. Looks like our hourly is going to close pretty strong bullish here, but I'm not too interested in bars. Like I say, look at your 4 hour. I reckon you could just come back and flip bearish at any point and drive down to support here. So we're going to wait for that. If it doesn't occur, is what it is. Like I say, waiting for a resistance to form here or to break back below this support level. Got about 15 seconds here. Maybe we close with no top wick. That'd be okay. 10 seconds. Let's see. If we close just like that. Come on. Okay, well, there's not much of a top wick here. So you could see this candle now begin to drive down. Like I say, just waiting for a resistance to form. We do have clean range moving up. You know, we very well could come back and retest this level at 1849. I did mention that, but like I say, just not something I want to execute on this morning. Here's an order block for you, smart money traders. If you enter sell now, you're going to get an awesome sniper entry. I'm only joking. So yeah, although we're pushing up, we do not have much of a top wick on the previous candle, and our current candle has no bottom wick. So you could see, you know, price tap into this level, reject, and push down, form that low wick. We'll be waiting for a 30-minute closure at that point, and then we should form some sort of resistance around this area. That's the idea, yeah. So yeah, that increasing of rates should drive gold down. We've had a pretty strong reaction off of this support here. But just gonna stay patient, stick with the bias. like I say, waiting for a resistance to form. We could form a resistance in this area to drive back down. So yeah, like I say, your 4 hour, you're looking to wick up into that area, basically waiting for the 4 hour to flip bearish and drive down to support here. We may not get another trade this morning. If that's the case, that's okay. But I'll stick around until 11 and we'll see what happens. I think it's safe to say we should move our support down to 1843. So you can see already we are reacting pretty strongly off that area there. And at this point, probably just going to wait for a 30-minute closure. Looking for a 30-minute bearish closure here before we do anything. So like I say, could form a resistance around this area here at 1847.7. So far it looks like we are respecting that level. So if we can get involved on sells within this range somewhere around here, we have about 28 pips moving down. I mean, I guess you could say 30 and 30. Just shy of a 1-to-1, but like I say, we do have targets further down here. And if we tap into the first target, you are breaking that previous 4-hour low once again. It'll be bearish on the 4-hour. We should have a lot more momentum to drive back down here. So yeah, you got about 50 odd pips moving down. see quite a few of you have been on the stream for quite a while. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, I'm proud of you for putting in some time for yourself to learn something. If there's anything you don't understand, please ask questions. Okay, just looking left here, you do have this hourly level over here. Let's see it on a 30-minute. Yeah, quite a nice rejection area there. You can see we tapped into it. Had a wick rejection over there. As well as here, rejected. Currently we're sitting below that level, and if you look a little bit further left, it pretty much corresponds with this daily level as well. So a pretty good area to form resistance. Like I said, looking to form a resistance around this area here. So not bad. And if we can respect that level and have a bearish candle close, we can potentially execute on sells. Obviously just have to see how it plays out, how the candles are forming. It's going to be some time here. We may only get an entry at 9:45, 10. Like I said, we got to see how this 30-minute candle closes. Had a pretty strong move up and a pretty strong rejection. If your next 15-minute breaks the low here, you could just see a drive straight down. Yeah, I could see that happening as well. Okay, well, there you go, your bearish, your 15-minute just flip bearish, form that wick, pushing back up now. To sell on the break of that low, you got a pretty big stop, 34 pips, not the end of the world. Our first target is at 30 pips, but we're looking to tap into this level at 50 pips and then have a runner down here, 400 pips. Okay, well, there you go, we broke the low. To get involved or to not get involved. So yeah, gonna execute on sales here. $37 stop. Entered with a slightly lower risk. It's a pretty big stop here today. So yeah, looking to target the support down here. $36 stop for me here on my MetaTrader. So the idea behind this entry was basically the strong 15-minute rejection and entering on the break of the low here. So it could have been better to wait for the 30-minute here. This 15-minute is obviously creating a top wick at the moment. Shot, Jared. Cheers, brother. So yeah, tapping back into that resistance now. Your 15-minute candle closed bearish here on my broker. It's a bullish doji here on TradingView. I'd really like to see us reject this level here. Or at least close below on the 30 minutes. We've got about 7.5 minutes left here. Yeah, you know, at this point I'm regretting not waiting for that 30-minute closure, but gotta make the most of it. We'll see how we can manage this trade after the 30-minute closes here. So it looks like we're moving back down, rejecting that resistance. And on the new 30-minute, once we break the lows here, we'll have our stop loss above this 15-minute candle instead. So you'll be looking at more like 20 pips. Pretty nice rejection off of that level there. Got just less than 5 minutes for your 30-minute to close. Your 15 has just flipped bearish. So yeah, it would have been better to wait for the 30-minute closure, but we've got our stop in a very safe place here. We've lowered risk. And yeah, I mean, the analysis is there. Of course, right now, you know, this double bottom looks pretty ugly, but you move to a 4 hour and it's like, okay, sales don't look too bad. Your 4 hours created this top wick, tapped into a pretty strong level here to begin to move back down. So the higher time frame momentum is bearish, sentiment is bearish, whatever you want to say. Once we break this 30-minute low on the next candle, you should see price move down quite nicely. So definitely looking like we got a fake out of this level over here. If we close back below there, you know, that's a nice little fake out we got. 3 minutes to go. So whatever happens at this point, most likely going to close out the majority of the position if we break above this current 15-minute candle high at about 20 pips. Just simply to manage risk here. There's your 30-minute closure. You know, like I say, you got a resistance at this level now. Definitely got a problem with the internet here. So looking like we're gonna hit stops here. Closed half at 20 pips. Stops have been hit. Yeah, would have definitely been better to wait for that 30-minute closure and entered on the break of the low there. Oh well. Definitely not the best week here. Currently sitting at basically break even. Got your support formed on GJ. So like I say, looking at the daily, we bullish. Weekly, we are bullish. 30 minutes, looks like we've started to form a support here. Got a bit impatient with that second trade. managed risk nevertheless. I wanted to see a bearish closure somewhere here, and on my broker this candle was bearish, entered on the break of the low, but should have waited for the 30-minute closure instead. Yeah, man, fuck. Can't win them all. Just gonna stick around until 10:30. So like I say, gonna stick around for a little bit longer. Can be very patient and very careful here. Taking 2 losses, this is not ideal. Probably a good time to walk away, but we had an analysis here for resistance to form around this area. Let's just see if that happens. Maybe we even get a fake out of this level, and then so you should see a candle close, something like that, and then your next candle possibly close back in the range to move back down to support here. May not even take another trade, just gonna have a look and see what happens here. Yeah, GJ, I don't know, that support seems like it may just become invalidated. Look like we're gonna push further down here. Like I said, not too interested in GJ at the moment. I'd like to see a closure above this level at 160,175. 15 minute has closed above that support level there. So we may move up or we may get this fake out set up, but like I say, just gonna wait for 10 o'clock. Definitely getting to work on the risk management today, that's for sure. You know, it's just one of those days. Looks like GJ is gonna continue down here and fill this wick. The reason I like this level to form a resistance is because if you're looking here, it is a pretty strong area. And we basically had this break below support. Okay, the support here we broke below, and then we broke back above. So this move right here was basically a fake out. We back in this range now. So we've broken back into the range. We are retesting that level to push further on down. OMG. OMG, man. OMG, GG. Yeah, things happen. Nenad Rakik. It's looking a little bit more solid at this point. Looks like GJ's got quite a Nice little bit of volume here this morning. So yeah, you've just about filled that wick. Nothing to really do on GJ, like I say, just consolidating. Got about 6 minutes here to your hourly closure. Looks like you're going to get that fake out on a 15-minute. Would have much preferred to see a 30-minute closure. Last hour of the 4 hourly candle. If we form a resistance here, you should see price push down quite nicely. So I'd like to see the next hourly candle basically wick up into this level before driving down, and you could be looking at entries below the 30-minute, or possibly even a break of the 15-minute low here. Looks like you're going to have a nice bearish close on this 15. So you got that fake out, formed a resistance now. This is basically what we were waiting for. Guess we were a bit impulsive with the entry below this 15-minute. Was a pretty strong rejection, but no real candle close confirmation, bearish. Thank you, Shema. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. been a pretty rough day here, but the analysis is starting to materialize here. Looking like we're getting a slightly better confirmation. So took 2 losses, not great at all. And if you are watching, this shit does happen, and you also need to know when to walk away. Gonna give it one more shot here. We've managed risk on the first 2 trades. Personally, not sitting too badly. Gonna give it one more shot. There's a lot of opportunity here. Being very patient with this one. You are about to close here on your hourly candle. You definitely got that fake out on a 15 minute, so just waiting for a wick up here and then looking to get an entry on the break of the lows. Okay, so that's good. We're moving up now, creating that top wick, looking to have a sell stop on the break of the current candle low. Looking at a stop loss of a max 30 pips, otherwise gonna have it above the current candle. Once we break this low, we should begin to move down, so we shouldn't come back to break the current candle high. Okay, we are in. Like I say, looking to create a new low here on the higher time frame. So once we tap into support, we'll secure most of our position, but looking to drive further down throughout the day. So we will leave runners here. So yeah, 30 pip stop. Final target's going to be at about 110 pips. First target is at 35 pips. Hasn't been the best day here on the stream. Looking to end off strong though. I appreciate everyone who has popped in today. Thank you for the likes. Like I say, last hour of the 4 hourly candle here. Higher time frame, you are bearish. So this hour should set up for the next 4 hour candle. And if we're looking to drive down, we should move closer to support here within this hour. We've had a really nice rejection off of that level. Looking left, it's a pretty strong area. Good morning to everyone just joining. Thank you for joining the stream. Just hopped into a gold sell. If you've just joined the stream and you're new here, give a comment in the chat, say good morning, tell me where you're from. Biggest numbers on the stream so far, 35 views, 2 losses, shit. Yeah man, what are the chances? Everyone joins there to lose. A little bit of an ugly spark up there on the new 5-minute candle. I wonder what's going on here. Okay, looks like some heavy fundamentals of some sort. Something's going on. Oh man. Pretty volatile here. That was a pretty big jump up for, I'm not too sure why. I wonder if this had any effect. It's Euro, German, shouldn't do. Maybe that was just a big spark up before we dip. We've survived our stop loss for now. So we just tapped into that resistance level. We do seem to be reacting and prices dropping back down. Got about a minute here to our 15-minute candle closure. I'd like to see the next 15-minute break the low, and then we should be safe. You got a decent wick on the hourly now. Tapped into that resistance, so that's fine. That's just fine. So yeah, pretty violent move up, but looks like I say, it may have just been a spark up before driving down here. Not too sure what could have caused that. I mean, that was a 30 pip move within a minute for no apparent reason, unless, like I say, maybe this euro, you can see medium impact that may have had an effect. I don't see anything crazy on the news here. Hour ago we had Bank of Japan. The yen is also considered a safe haven, so that could have possibly affected gold. Not too sure. Let's see GJ. What did that do to GJ? Nothing really. Yeah, not much. So yeah, your previous 15 minute did close like a bullish doji, but we respecting the highs here, tapped back into that resistance, and also broke the low of the previous 30 and 15 minute. Your 30 minute is bearish, your 15 is beginning to push back down. You don't have a top wick on this 15. Yeah, on my broker, I do. We've got about 10 minutes to our 30-minute candle closure here. So there you go, top wick on your 15-minute candle. Not much, but it's there. If we see this 15-minute break its own low at this point, we should fill the previous 15-minute wick, moving down. Good morning to everyone who's just joined the stream. Thank you for joining. Appreciate the support. Please click thumbs up, give us a like. Currently in a gold trade here. Looking at the higher time frames, yesterday we closed bearish. Your 4-hour is beginning to break structure here. We've broken this low. Our hourly, we've tapped back into this level over here. Formed a resistance at this key area. Basically had a fake out on a 15-minute. And we got involved on the break of the 15-minute low. Currently hovering just above our entry. Got about 4 minutes to the 30-minute candle closure. First target is down here at support. Then looking left, we do have an area of consolidation here, which we need to be careful of. It's also your 4-hour support. And then your final target is all the way down here at your hourly support. As you can see, the structure has shifted from forming higher highs and higher lows. We are now forming lower lows, lower highs. So we're looking to form that new lower low around 1836. Got about 3 minutes here. The 15-minute did break its own low. We should begin to move down now. As long as we close bearish on a 30-minute here in 2 minutes, the trade will still be very much valid. Of course, we are still below this resistance at the end of the day. Just hovering around our entry right now. Of course, tapping into this level, we had some bullish momentum moving in here, and now you are seeing some indecision after these rejections. We should begin to get a push now on the next 30-minute candle. Thirty seconds to go. So yeah, we didn't exactly close how we wanted on a 30, got a bullish doji. He did close bearish on a 15 minute, and if we break that low, we should begin to move down. It's the last half an hour of the 4-hour candle, so you could expect to see some volatility. Looks like you've created that top wick on the 30 minutes. Beginning to push back down now. Quite a few new people here this morning. Well, I think you guys are new. If you are, say good morning there in the chat box. Tell me where you're from. Looks like we've broken the low there of the 15 minute. Should begin to drive down, yeah. Once you break that 30-minute low, we should be in a very good position to continue down to support. Looking to move stops to break even as we tap into this level at 1845, 870. We're definitely coming into a pretty low volume time right now. Like I say, if we break the low of the previous 30 minutes, things should pick up and we should drive down to support. Not much left of the 4-hour candle here. Like I say, expecting to see price push down to support. Looking to probably manage this position if we do break above these highs here, the current candle high. Just consolidating here. Pretty frustrating. Just sitting around our entry at this point. Barely moving, yeah. Been in this trade for about 40 minutes. We've got about 4 minutes left of the 15-minute candle here. I'd really like to see a bearish closure. Looking to move stops to break even at about 15 pips here. 2 minutes left for 15 to close. Definitely showing that the bullish momentum has begun to die out. We had these rejections, and at this point we are just sitting here. Higher time frame, we are bearish, so once this momentum comes in, we should begin to push back down. Volume generally does tend to die out around this time. We are coming to a new 4-hour candle now, last 15 minutes. So gonna manage this trade pretty aggressively, whichever direction it goes. Got a notification, a tweet here, breaking. Bank of Russia cuts key interest rates to 11% from 14%. That was at 10:20 that I received that. The spark up was at 10:10, so it could be that caused that spark up. Our 15-minute did close bearish, but I mean barely. You could say we had a support formed here, and your 15-minute kinda closed below. I mean, like I say, if we break above the previous 15-minute high at this point, we'll probably close out the whole trade. So it looks like we formed a resistance here at 1848. As you can see, previously we reacted to that level quite a lot, and right now we've broken back below and we are respecting that level. So yeah, your 15-minute basically tapped into that resistance and flipping bearish now. If we don't get a push now, we could be sitting ducks. Don't want to be a sitting duck. Definitely not. Really having a tough time around this area, up and down. Look at that. Been sitting in consolidation for about 40 minutes. Very tight little range here. About a 10 pip range. Yeah, when we break out of that, we should move. Your 4 hour is coming to a close. So your 4 hours looking bullish. But if you look at your 1 hour right there, like I say, now you've got that resistance formed. Like I say, gonna manage this trade pretty aggressively whichever direction we move. Starting to push. Here comes the volume. Goodness me. Fasten your seatbelts. Looks like we're about to break out of that tiny consolidation and should get some movement. Just about broken the low there. Nope. Your 5-minute close pretty strong. Okay, we've broken the low on the 15-minute. Last 5 minutes of the hourly candle here, we should get some sort of push. Broken the 30-minute low, we should see some movement. There are only 2 minutes, 3 minutes left here of this candle. About to push into that level where we want to move stops to break even, and probably going to secure half at that point as well. So securing half here, 12 pips. got the TP here at 38.5, moving it up to this level here. That reaction there. Okay, so your new 4 hours just opened. Of course, you would expect to see some sort of retracement and a top wick formed on the 4 hour here. You've broken the low on the previous hour already. Looks like momentum has kicked back into the downside. Just gonna leave this half to run. Most likely going to see price push back into this hourly resistance over here to form the wick on the 4 hour. Then again, I guess we are closing bullish on support, but I mean, looking at the hourly, you look pretty good to drive down. Pretty tricky, I guess. For further sells, you'd obviously want to break below this support, and probably gonna just move stops to break even. Because at this point, yeah, I mean, you may just drive up with the 4 hour, closing bearish on support here. Bullish, I mean, if you do break the low, of course, you should move down. We are just about tapping into that area of consolidation where we are stuck for some time, so we're going to see how price reacts to that level. This could be our top wick before driving down. I think what I'll do is to manage the rest of this position, I'm going to leave my stop where it is on the screen to give it a little bit more room to run. So you're going to have about 13 pips here, and then if we break the current candle high, I'll close half so that we will still come out on top of this trade. Closed half at 12 pips, I think it was, as we tapped into that area. What am I saying? Moving stops to break even. Come on, man. So yeah, risk free at this point. Secured 12 pips already. Currently sitting at about 12 pips. Looking here on an hourly, this looks pretty good if we break the low to continue moving down. We are in the first 15 minutes of the 4 hour. I'm not planning to add more to this. I've taken 2 losses today. If you're here from earlier on, this wasn't a revenge trade. This was just the analysis. The analysis was to wait for price to form a resistance around here. So we executed on a 15-minute. We had the strong rejection, and then I guess we were just a little bit impulsive, entered on the break of that 15-minute low, tapped back into that level, had a reaction and sold again. Our first sells were pretty good, just could have been managed a bit better. Entered on the break of this 30-minute candle, pushed into about 10 pips of profit. I suppose looking left, we had that 15-minute area, and that trade should have been managed a little bit better, but it is what it is. Hit stop loss. What can you do? Both of the losses managed pretty well. Lost less than we planned, and that's the game. So keeping the losses small. Obviously 2 losses are not good, but small losses are fine. So currently still in a loss for the day, but this will be the last trade for me, and the only reason I'm on here still is because we're sitting in this trade, otherwise I would have been off. I just want to see this candle break its own low and we can move to support here. Secure another 25% at 35 pips. Probably at that point just gonna let the rest run to our final targets here. Definitely an area to be careful of. 1842, 1841.6 area. You got a lot of consolidation right there. It's also your 4-hour support. So I'll stay until either we hit break even or tap into the support, and then I'm going to call it a day here on the stream. And if we do tap into that support, I'll secure some profit and let the rest run, and I'll update you guys tomorrow how that went, if we hit take profit or not. Got our final TPF for 90 pips. So you've just flipped bearish on the hourly. Looks like we're about to break its low. If we do, you know what's happening. 1844 is next. 1843.8. 1111, boys, make a wish. 71 views, damn. I mean, on the day we're taking L's, the viewers are on it. But like I say, finishing off strong here. This was not a revenge trade. This was the analysis from the get-go. Waited for confirmation. Got a confirmation on a 15. Oh, here we go, driving down now. 1845. Let's see some movement. Currently at about 20 pips here. Your 15-minute candle's about to close. Looks pretty nice as it is. The next candle, if we break the low, like I say, you know what's next. 1844. Is that really a car? Yeah, it is. And I've got 3 Lambos. $18.45. 15-minute candle's about to close here. If we break that 4-hour low, you'll definitely see price move to some of these levels here. Looking left, on the 12th of May, we had this big 4-hour candle sell off from about the same area. So yeah, initially the first targets were down here. That's what I was looking at. But I would rather just be happy with what I get here, and I'm going to put my targets, like I say, at this area where price is rejecting. Let's say 37. Your new 15-minute candle just opened up, forming that top wick. Looks like we got quite a bit of momentum here now. So we should form that top wick and then begin to drive down to support. Really appreciate everyone joining today. Appreciate the likes, appreciate your time. Wish you guys would ask more questions. But either way, I hope you're learning something. Today has been more a lesson of risk management, I suppose. And this final trade is not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, here we go. As we break this low, you should just see price pop to 1843, 1844. Got my finger on the trigger here to close another 25%. Sitting at about 25 pips.